After using up a lot of my brain cells talking about the latest My Hero Academia spoilers, I had to come back and talk about Invincible. And I made a video on my second channel you should check out called SonTJ Extra. I kind of talked about the complainers about Amber, and I feel like even though we're excited that we're getting some more information, which is in this episode is pretty much confirmed where Mark's love life is going to be, I think a lot of people's hatred for her is kind of redundant at this point, especially all the character progression and development she's done in this season. So check that out if you want to see my rant about that. Again, if you disagree, it's cool. I don't really mind it. And if you're mad at that My Hero video, it's a jokative video. It's me just ranting and stuff. It doesn't really matter if you disagree or not. It's one of those things. I just didn't like it personally. But today, we're going to talk about the season finale of Invincible Season 2. Now, I know I put in the thumbnail because there's a lot of great Easter eggs and overall cameos that I'm really excited for, because Spider-Man being my favorite comic book superhero of all time, along with along with Superman and Batman. But then we get the big confrontational fight between Angstrom Levi, who kind of started this season with different variations of him dealing with the majority of evil marks in the world, which our mark is the main good one. Like, we can't really confirm every single one of Mark is evil in every universe, but it seems like in most universes he is. And even Debbie is the one who teams up with Omni-Man that kind of causes this. But I feel like Debbie's the key to why Mark is what he is. And we also learn later that Oliver is the one unique person in this, because you never see Oliver in any other universe according to Angstrom. And this is kind of like a big just multiverse cameo scene where you see Mark trying to save his mom from Angstrom, and he's being teleported to different universes. Like, Robert Kirkman is the creator of Invincible, but he also created The Walking Dead, and you see him go into the zombie universe. And I know some Spider-Man fans are kind of mad because in the comic one, we got a full-on cameo from Spider-Man. It's legit Spider-Man. But in this one, we get Spider-Guy. But the big part of it is that it's voiced by Josh Keaton. And Josh Keaton voiced Spectacular Spider-Man, which I think is really cool to see that even though we couldn't really get the full one, it's pretty damn close, if I had to say so myself. And it's awesome to see that Mark goes in there. He's like, hey man, I don't know if I should trust you. You got red glowing eyes. And then he gets hit by pretty much Dr. Octopus or Professor Octopus. And Spider-Man is like, yeah, you know, I've kind of used to this multiverse stuff because it's kind of like a joke towards the whole Spider-Verse stuff with Spider-Verse 2, Across the Spider-Verse, and all the multiverse stuff in the MCU right now. And if people who are mad, like in the comics, yes, we get like a full-on comic showing like what happened before Mark came back to like his mom and Levi or Levy. But in the comic, we just saw like a little hand there before we got the full chapter. So I saw some people ranting on Twitter, but like, yeah, you can't really help Spider-Man fans being mad at everything. But yeah, we just see Mark just trying to get back, and in the background we have Immortal. He went back home, and we discovered that Duplicate is alive. Funny enough, everyone who's in that deadly fight where Rex explode and everything, and even the Ant Woman, I forgot her name, she pretty much survived as well. So yeah, Duplicate pretty much always keeps a backup where she will always be safe. And yeah, Immortal and Duplicate are back together again, and it's actually pretty sweet. What else can I remember that happened in this episode is a key moment here? But eventually, Mark is able to get the upper hand on Levy. It's hard to say Levy all the time. You'd think it would be Levi. I know a lot of people are confused by it, but Levy is having this moment where he's starting to remember that he did save Mark from being almost killed because he didn't want to build his utopia on blood. And we get nothing but flashbacks of different Marks from like Mark's just incredibly evil, just killing humans with just a slash like his dad and all this stuff. But he thinks that he's weakened Mark because Mark has been going through these different universes. There's the zombies, he meets Batman, which they can't say Batman, but they pretty much describe everything that is Batman. So he kind of just starts describing how like he's stronger. They built him stronger, and he starts smacking he starts smacking Mark across like the multiverse, kind of like if you saw Marvel What If. We saw you saw the Watcher fight Infinity Voltron, and they was going through the universes, but they end up in this like deserted universe, and Mark starts beating the crap out of him because he's going on full rage because he keeps threatening his mom and Oliver and his little brother. Dad, he just starts going ham. And then we get the classic line, "I thought you were stronger," which is the name of the episode, which is like a funny video I've been seeing on Twitter for the longest time. And Mark is trying to really understand that he just accidentally, pretty much intentionally tried to kill someone. And even though he thought that he could take the punches, that's something he's got to like live with. And we get a teleport in like some Doctor Strange stuff from Endgame, and we see a futuristic alternate universe of the Guardians of the Globe, but older, and we see an older Adam Eve. Now it's funny enough because we begin this season with Adam Eve, who's broken down in a universe where Mark was evil. She got all these scars and stuff, but in this one we see like older, and she's pretty much like happy to see him. And then like they said that even though Mark survives this of like being like in a stranded land, you don't want to see what he becomes. And before Mark is able to come like leave back to where his mom is, because they use time travel tech and everything like that, and they're trying to prevent another world without Mark, Adam says like, "Listen, I've always loved you, and I need you to know this, and please tell the younger version of me, like, if you love me, if you don't, just tell her something, because she doesn't want to live with this regret." And Mark is like, wow. And yeah, and Debbie, I forgot to even mention, Debbie got her arm, like her whole arm got like ripped in half and everything, and she's just surviving a lot. And both Mark and his mom got like matching black eyes, which is something to like kind of like a parallel of both their trauma. And I already kind of talked about the immortal and duplicate stuff, but the thing that also got to be talked about is that Mark decides that he doesn't want to go to college because, like, what is the point? Like, he's going to live 1,000 years. What is he going to do? Become a doctor or a teacher? Like, he needs to learn how to control his anger because Vulturemites have this problem. They got all this anger. And I've almost forgot to mention, we got Alan the alien. He's able to see Omni-Man, and pretty much the reason why they allowed Omni-Man to heal, because it's kind of like this weird Saiyan-like culture where they want him at his full strength before they execute him. Like, it's some weird honor. But yeah, we see Alan's like, he pretty much sandbagged the fight against Anissa, because he knows he can beat her. Like, he's way stronger than he's ever been. I think he's pretty much stronger than Omni-Man at this point. But he's doing this so he can to join Thaddeus in their fight against the Vulturemites. But he's like, Omni-Man is really breaking down his feelings about it. He's like, I'm not a Vulturemite no more. I feel regret. I feel shame. The amount of terror and just like evil things I've done to humans, to so many people that I thought was below me, and to my son. And Alan is like, yeah, man, like what you're describing is what most people feel. But we get that, that's an after credit, but we also see that Mark meets up with Adam, and he's like, he's gone through so much, but Adam's saying like, you don't deserve none of it. But we get one scene where he's about to tell he saw what the alternate universe version of Adam Eve, but he lets it go, and they just kind of like bond together and like, you know, cuddle together pretty much. And that's the finale of this season. I thought I was going to get the blue suit, which if you read the comics, Mark has a blue and black suit. But I love this, man. I'm sorry I didn't get to talk about other episodes. I like those episodes too. I just was going through some medical stuff. I've been following the community section. I've been doing some work with my dad and being his cancer donor. It's for his a lot of stuff I'm not going to go into full detail about. But yeah, man, I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was really great. I know some people always want this to look like odd model all the time and like perfect action and everything, but I'm glad they was able to do something to give it that Spider-Man feel, even though they couldn't really use the rights. And I'm glad they kept in the cameos with Batman and things like that, and not be able to say their name. And I'm not going to put any spoilers for Angstrom Levi, but just know that like his effect on the series is not done yet, like in terms of what he's done, either he's alive or not. And we already know that where Mark is going to go in terms of love life. And I think they did a really great job with Amber this season. That's all I really wanted, because her design is really cool. It's really unique. And I thought it was like, she deserves to be like done correctly. I think they did a really great job with her, and can't wait till they do with season 3. And I heard season 3 is going to be coming out a lot sooner than season 2 did. So hope you guys enjoyed the review / I guess summary breakdown. I'll give this episode a 10 out of 10, man. I really loved it. I think it was great. and more videos going to be coming out soon. SonTJ out. Peace. Love you all.